What's going on, everyone? Timothy at Time and Refinement. It is a beautiful Monday morning here in Arizona. The monsoons came in last night. Got a nice overcast day. It was actually raining this morning. Had a great weekend with work. It's awesome. And I am here on a Monday morning having the absolute privilege of sitting down with a microphone and a cup of coffee, being able to gather and spew out my thoughts like a podcaster would do. Podcaster wannabe. I recently had a video go much more viral than my usual stuff on TikTok. And it took me about 10 seconds to make. The 10-second video was, "We are cooked. Nobody wants to be in a committed relationship. Nobody can afford housing. Everything is expensive and inflation's through the roof." And that was it. Like the least effort I put in a video probably on there by far. And it's still going crazy, actually. Still getting comments and likes and reposts and saves and all these things. So it was nice to see. You know, my dopamine went up a little bit because my phone's dinging and things are coming up. So, but I guess I'm not the only one that feels this way in life, even though I do better than most people, to be honest with you. I mean, I can sit down here on a Monday morning and relax for a little bit before I gather my thoughts and get what I need to get done today. But I'm not working 3 jobs. I live with my brother and my father, and I don't have 3 jobs to have to just pay the bills, you know? I don't have to do that. And that's crazy. I know people that have to do that, and that's insane. Where are we even living? You know, what are we doing? Are we even enjoying our life? I mean, we're meant to do more than pay bills and die. I mean, that's insane. It's insane that this is where we're at. We're not even enjoying our life. I mean, maybe some of us are, but a lot of us are in fight or flight mode, and we're just in survival mode. And then we don't have any time to devote to our family or our friends or even our hobbies that we enjoy. You know, I mean, when you talk to people, or when you talk to these big wigs, or when you talk to these podcasters or listen to them, the one big thing you can take away to not being depressed or not wanting to off yourself is find a hobby. Find a hobby that you enjoy, whether that's pickleball or softball or dancing or a book club or a board game or a card game, anything. It could even be video games. You know, you can get on and go on and game with your friends, you know? And that's the common denominator in what everybody tells you to do to not, again, off yourself. Makes sense. It really does. Because we get so bombarded with worrying about getting our bills paid that we forget that we actually have things that we enjoy. We actually have a purpose in our life. And everybody's purpose is going to look different. I know maybe your purpose looks different than my purpose. Maybe the guy down the street, maybe his purpose looks different than one of my customers. But chasing all these things and trying to make all of this quote unquote money, sure, it'll help. I mean, money definitely solves a lot of problems. But one of my good friends, he makes quite a bit of money. He has the freedom to do a lot of things. His business is basically on autopilot. He still does some things here and there, but on autopilot. And he's got all the money in the world to do whatever he wants. He can go play poker and blackjack and, you know, go do all these other things. and he still gets lonely. He still wants to be around people. You know, he's always having people over at his house, hanging out, putting up all kinds of money for people to go and do things with him. So he's not paying people to be his friends, but he uses his money as leverage to kind of help along the way, if that makes sense. And, you know, he's someone that ground out for 10 years, you know, nonstop. So to kind of bring all of this together, what I'm trying to say is, you know, he's got all the money in the world that he needs, you know, that he's comfortable with. You know, he can go do anything and everything that he wants like a normal American. And he's still lonely, still gets depressed. So, you know, what is the purpose of chasing all that money if you don't have a purpose behind it, if you don't have something or someone to give it to make that said person or thing happy? So it's a good example for me because I'm definitely one of those people that looks to the future and has all of these dreams and aspirations, and I plan on getting there. I will get there. But if I don't have anything to back that up, you know, what are we doing? So that just kind of gets back into our purpose, why inflation's high, housing, all these things. Nobody feels like they have any purpose. We feel like we're just wallowing around. And so perhaps if we had these things and we were able to attain them, we would be happier. I think so. I think we deserve that as human beings. Basic housing and living and less cortisol levels. But here we are in survival mode, right? So we have to have something backing it up, though. You know, we have to have a reason why we want those things. And the ultimate question is, you know, what is our purpose as human beings? Is it to give back? Is it to have a family? Is it to have meaningful relationships? I think all the above is true. But a lot of us feel helpless and we feel like there's no way out because of our current landscape. And that's totally reasonable. That's absolutely reasonable, you know? We're meant to have those things. And if we don't have those things, we tend to lose our sense of purpose and we tend to lose our humanity. And we get in our head and we wonder why we're on this planet to begin with, why we're living life, if we can't enjoy life, you know? So, something needs to change. Perhaps it will, perhaps it won't. But for right now, we need to stay in the present. I need to stay in the present moment. I need to learn to enjoy the things around me instead of chasing the things that I don't have right now. And that's not to throw your goal list out the window. If you don't like where you're at, change where you are. However, there is something to say about being content as well, even amidst, again, our current landscape of where we are. So let's learn to be content where we're at. Let's learn to build those relationships. Let's learn to think and perhaps help others throughout our life and throughout the struggles that we might be dealing with. I think we'd be much more fulfilled and much more happy if we decided to do that. Anyway, I'm done rambling for this morning. My coffee's kicking in, so I need to go use that to get some work done. Get the zoomies going on. So anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in always. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers.